They love their football in the East Bay, and the NFL has once again returned to Oakland, California. Today it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the LA Chargers taking on the Raiders of Oakland. On the visiting sideline, their head coach. He's got his guys in midseason form already, an impressive 3-0 start to the year. On the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys stuck in a bit of a losing streak right now, hoping the home fans can help them get out of this slump. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Oh, good return up past the 30. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
And it's funny how we always talk about how analytics are starting to creep into the game. One analytic that's been there for a long time, teams that start 0-3, usually don't make the playoffs. So we know one quarterback today that's determined to end that slide right now. It's not impossible, but this is a must-win for him and his team.
He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
At the 33-yard line.
Back to throw. Miller. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
And 9 yards to go.
Looking to throw. Miller. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Well, we can talk about it like it's just a basic route, but how about the timing on this one? Lined up on the right, runs a deep in route, and how about the throw? Right on the money. Bam, puts it right in there and on his hands. Nice completion. Really good pickup.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11.
Brings up second and 11 at the 50-yard line.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 36. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. So from the 36 now, first and 10. Off play action. Miller. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Thornton. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. So from inside the 20, here's first and 10 at the 18. On the handoff, it's Laube. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's second and 13. Back to throw. Miller. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive. But this is third down. He's got his target. That's complete. And the Raiders are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Raiders first down. First and goal at the 5-yard line.
Well, no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. Now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown. And picked up by the Chargers.
Harvey, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that's scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
Back to throw here, Herbert. Over the middle and caught by McConkey. So that last play gives him a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touched down. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And Charles, he's a rookie. He's put it on the ground once, maybe defensively. Now they're saying, okay, we can get this young buck to cough it up 2, 3 times. He's got to be careful here.
Yeah, they do tend to zero in on the young runners because once one comes out, as you noted, you think there's an opportunity for more. This is where you have to get with that guy and say, all right, they're going to come after you, but we believe in your talents. Take care of the football, and let's go.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Kayvon Thibodeau, he beat the O-line and recorded the sack. We're scoreless after 1. The Raiders with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. Operating from the gun, Miller. He'll try and do this himself. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
Cole now on to punt, and he sends this one away. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Chargers get set to go here for their 2nd drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
That's a gain of 6.
From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Up the middle they go with Sanders. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Here's Herbert. That's to the sideline and incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
Now that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent.
Derwin James with a pick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets them on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick 6.
And I know from experience throughout the week when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick 6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that makes the score 7-0.
Raiders nothing.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Gets around him. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, it was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Returnable here for Davis. 51 yards on the punt there. And they will take over 1st and 10. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. And they've got themselves a 7-0 lead here, but that, you recall, was a defensive touchdown, so still nothing as of yet for this offense.
Well, they're happy to have the lead. We got to cut them a little bit of slack. It's still early enough, just a couple of drives so far, but if this one goes nowhere, those adjustments that we talk about, they shouldn't wait for halftime. They should go ahead and start working on them right now.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Here's Herbert. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. And the Raiders have got him. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's a fumble. And it looks like one of the DBs has it. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
The Raider offense going to head out now late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So halftime straight ahead, and that means we go to Scott Hansen. It is our EA Sports halftime report. Scott, take it away.
Okay, Brandon, thank you. This the first official Sunday of fall, the final week before byes kick in. A full schedule of 16 games on tap. Let's roll. Our look around the NFL starts now. At MetLife Stadium, the Jets at home to take on the Buffalo Bills in the AFC East. And it's James Cook. He's going to find a crease and take it 13 yards to the end zone. From there, why don't we go to South Philly? Look in on the Eagles at home to take on Washington. And it's Jalen Hurts. Finding his man in the end zone, that's Dallas Goedert. The Eagles have won 2 straight since the Week 2 loss. They go to 3-1 with the victory. Lastly, let's go out to Arrowhead. The Chiefs taking on the Baltimore Ravens. And this is Xavier Worthy. It's fired deep downfield. He's right there to secure it. And when it's all said and done, that's an 80-yard catch and run for the touchdown. The Chiefs get back to 500, 2 up, 2 down as they get the victory at home. With that, time to look at the rest of the action here in Week 4 as we wrap up the first month of the season. Meanwhile, in our game, just 1 touchdown on the board. 7-0 is the score as we get you back out to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Just the 1 touchdown in that first half. 7-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So here are the Chargers to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. Second half will start with a run by Sanders. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. First target, first catch, and a first down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. And he will cover up as he's touched down after a short gain.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Herbert off of play action. Crossing route incomplete. He's got Pitts. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 35. A good pick up there of 20 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 35-yard line. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
2 yards on the pickup.
Herbert. He'll get this complete to Trey Harris. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 17-yard line. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
At the 17-yard line.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Herbert, quick pass out wide. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds.
First down. 1st and goal, Chargers.
Now they'll bring one of their tight ends in motion right. They'll run with Sanders. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. A great effort there. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point try now from Dicker. And it's good to make it 14-0. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the 2nd half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome, a little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want to get the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
From the 31, here's 2nd down and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
7-yard gain. And an Oakland.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 4. Here's a 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 40-yard line.
Looking to throw. Miller. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
Complete to number 89. A gain of 4.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Now here on EA Sports. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the 4th. Miller now from the gun on 3rd down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45.
And the Raiders.
They'll look to throw again. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. So from the 37, here's second and a couple. Back to throw again. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
And just when the offense seemed to be figuring things out, they have a little bit of a setback there. Finally getting a drive going. They can't let that stop them, especially since they've been shut out this far in.
And this offense on third down today, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Miller. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Chargers are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. The Charger drive about to get going. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Not an easy spot here. He'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. That one complete to McConkey. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Chargers, first down. It's a gain of 20. First down.
And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Play action. It's Herbert. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. And the Raiders are right back in this football game. Now with that interception, you feel like we've got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the 4th.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no, but the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
So out come the Raiders. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. Here's 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he was able to shed 1 tackle, but could not get away from there. Here's 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Looking to throw. Miller. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. And they finally put an end to this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. When your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. Now, listen, it's a team game. We know that. But where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? So they take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again. But on offense, they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right. You just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
2nd down and 4. Nowhere to turn here. He's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. That is caught. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. They're going to pass here with Herbert. His throw caught. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Game in hand, the offense takes the knee. Herbert to a knee, and that should just about write it into this one. Certainly not the highest of scoring games, Charles. Their offense did some okay things, not a lot of points on the board, but enough for the win with how their defense was playing in this one.
Yeah, they certainly brought their A-game, didn't they? They weren't fooled by anything that was presented to them from start to finish. That defense, they might as well have told their offense, guys, just kick a field goal. We've got it today.
So for the Chargers, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions.